Hello one and all, and welcome back to the FM19 Borussia Dortmund beta save with me, Football FM. It's episode 9 today, and we have got for you a massive game against Mainz. And you might be wondering, well, why is a game against Mainz so big? Well, the reason for that is because they are one of our closest top 4 rivals this season. You can see that our closest rivals here are Hanover and Mainz, and Mainz on 51, Hanover on 50, and us on 52. It's very, very close. But I believe that we can really push on here. If we beat Mainz, then I think we've sealed it. I think that's pretty much it. Mainz will be 4 points behind, and also Hanover will be 5 points behind. We'll kind of put those two teams behind us and provide ourselves with a little bit of daylight. Also, you might have noticed a cheeky little something there, just on this table, and it's the fact that Bayern have actually now lost, and that was a 2-1 defeat to none other than Borussia Dortmund. Away from home, might I add. We won away from home against Bayern Munich, which is just amazing considering we got beat 3-0 at home by them. So then that takes us to the schedule and what happened after the heartbreaking 3-2 defeat on the night against Liverpool in the Champions League. We came out with a 2-1 victory against VfB Stuttgart. We were much the better side. I say this time and time again. I might as well just show you the match stats because it is ridiculous. So get Stuttgart's formation off there. Look at the match stats. 31 bleeding shots, and we only managed to nick it in the 85th minute, courtesy of an Alberto Moreno winner, who we brought on in attacking midfield left because we had nobody else to bring on. We brought him on as a left winger, and he came on and scored, and I was praised for my tactical mastery for that. So, cheers for that, guys. Following that, Shinji Kagawa got himself another goal. It's 2 games on the bounce, I believe. Yeah, he scored in the 33rd minute before Mario Gomez equalised in that one. But Shinji Kagawa with the 9th minute goal against Hertha Berlin. But Jul Poyanpalo is how I think you would pronounce that. He's a Finnish striker and all that, but I think it's Jul Poyanpalo. Please let me know, anybody from Finland, if I'm saying that right. But we drew 1-1 essentially, and it was another similar kind of story. 22 shots to their 2, and they had 1 on target. This was your classic FM. If you don't know what being FM'd means, it means that basically you absolutely dominate the game, and somehow you contrive to lose or draw. So I mean, it's not an extreme case of being FM'd because we didn't lose, but we still drew, considering the fact that we had 59% of the ball, 10 shots on target, 22 shots. You know the drill. You know what the story is. But then, as you can see, Bayern Munich suffered their first Bundesliga defeat of the season at the hands of the mighty Borussia Dortmund. That kind of makes me think that we've got a bit of a decent team going here, because, I mean, if we take a look at the match stats in this one, we weren't the dominant side, but you wouldn't be away. Not many sides would be away from home against Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena. Sebastian Rode played an absolute blinder, the former Bayern man. He was playing it as a ball-winning midfielder, and he also played 3 key passes, got himself a goal, created a chance. He was just absolutely excellent, and there was nothing that Bayern Munich could do to stop him, essentially. Robert Lewandowski did equalise in the 57th minute from a corner, I think it was. Either a corner or a free kick, it was one of the two. And at this point I was thinking, don't score from a corner, and don't equalise and that be the equaliser, and then Bayern go on to win from a bloody corner. But it never happened. They never pressed on from that equaliser, and actually we got ourselves, I think it was a free kick which Jadon Sancho took and produced a ball right on the money for Marcos Rojo to slot home for his 2nd goal of the season. So the only reason actually that Rojo was playing was because Abdou Diallo picked up a booking in the game against, I think it was against, refresh my memory. Yeah, sorry, the game against Hertha Berlin. Abdou Diallo, you can see there, picked up a yellow card in that one, and that's why he couldn't play. So it was a bit of luck, really, that is why Marcos Rojo actually played in the first place, and obviously then managed to score a goal as well. So, but we have taken Bayern's unbeaten run, and now we need to solidify our position in fourth place. Well, not in 4th place, but in the top 4 here against Mainz today. So let's get into it. So team news for the game against Mainz. We've got usual Roman Burki as the goalkeeper. Diallo and Mustafi reforming their excellent partnership with Moreno and Hakimi as the fullbacks. Complete wing-backs. Thomas Delaney and Axel Witsel in the centre. I've just dropped Witsel a little bit deeper so that Sergio Gomez can be the advanced playmaker. Just because Shinji Kagawa was not completely fit, and neither is Mario Götze, so the shadow striker role isn't really suited to Sergio Gomez, so I'm going to play him as an advanced playmaker in behind Maximilian Philipp, with Sancho, Traore and Philipp as the attacking three. Yeah, let's get into this game. I mean, our subs, I'm not putting a goalkeeper on the substitutes bench, so that will inevitably come back to bite me. But we've got Shinji Kagawa, Ume Toprak, who is currently unhappy because basically Mustafi and Diallo just aren't moving as part of that defensive unit, so he's not really getting a look in at the minute. Sebastian Rode, Paco Alcacer, who also has just been awful this season. I'm actually going to switch him off the bench for Alexander Isak because he's been developing nicely lately, you can see. It's a shame we're not going to be doing more seasons of this year because Alexander Isak has got 5-star potential. He's improving a lot, and I just think he could be an excellent striker in the future. Then we've got Lucas Piszczek, who is retiring at the end of the season. Julian Weigl and Christian Pulisic. Weigl has fallen somewhat out of favour because of the performances of Witsel and Delaney in that midfield, along with Sebastian Rode actually as well coming back into the picture. So that is the team, and hopefully we can pick up a win today against Mainz. Now, I've seen quite a few teams actually go with this formation against us. It's a 4-2-3-1, but it looks like it's actually a 4-2-3-1 with defensive midfielders as opposed to central midfielders like ours are. But then again, they could just be on a more defensive-minded roles. I don't really know, you can't really tell, but they do look a bit further back than ours. So, you know, the only people that really are kind of screaming out to me there, this Robin Quaison here was a very good player for Palermo a couple of seasons back, and he's gone to Mainz and been very good. Levin Öztunali and Mateta, let's see how many goals he's got this season. He has got 4 goals, so he's done nothing basically, but he looks very, very good. He's very pacey, and we do play a high line, so that might be a bit of an issue. I'm going to say the media's given us a lot of credit. Go out there and put on a praiseworthy display and get into the match. Florian Muller is on a fairly lengthy run without conceding a goal. Can your team end that run today? I hope so, otherwise today won't end well for us. Both teams coming to this one in good form. How do you rate your chances ahead of kick-off? I enjoy these matches a lot, and we don't need any extra motivation. Marco Reus is out. Yes, he's got absolutely no match sharpness, and he's just come back for a really long injury, so come on, journalist, you know why he's not being picked. Come on. René Adler's missing, who's a very experienced goalkeeper, got a few caps for Germany, I believe, yeah, 12 caps, so yeah, any team will miss his ability. But let's get into the game and stop all this nonsense with press conferences, because press conferences are always going to be boring. I guess they're kind of like that in real life, but yeah, it's obviously it's not an ideal thing there. It's, highlight straight away, Sergio Gomez with a corner, Traore nods on, Achraf Hakimi again, and he has sorted his feet out, and we take the lead against Mainz. We've absolutely put them to the sword after 2 minutes, but 3 shots in 2 minutes, that's more than a shot a minute, that's nuts. More than a shot a minute means that you would have over 90 shots in a game, which is just crazy. So Sergio Gomez now, who's putting some very good corners. Alberto Moreno, on his right foot, absolutely slams one into the corner, and it's 2-0 to Dortmund after 8 minutes, and this just isn't like us. We don't score naturally a lot of goals, but Sergio Gomez is pulling the strings out there, and maybe I need to play him more. Maybe I just need to give him that chance, because he's developing at an alarming rate, and he looks like he's got so much potential. If I just actually show you Sergio Gomez, hopefully that'll pause again. Look at this. This is filthy. He's got 2.5-star current ability with 4.5-star potential. Some of it is blacked out, but at the very least, 3.5-star potential. He's got absolutely insane technicals. His physicals could do with some work, but he's 18, so they'll naturally improve anyway. Along with his mentals, you know, he's got 15 composure already, 16 flair. Some of this stuff is absolutely disgustingly good for an 18-year-old. But yeah, we're just absolutely destroying Mainz in this. Here we go. Aaron, headed away by Diallo. Holtman, back out to Aaron Martin, great tackle from Abdou Diallo, and plays it up to Sancho, and we can counter. Look at the space on this right hand side. I think it's for, yeah, Bertrand Traore. Traore cuts inside, left footed, and places it harmlessly wide. Half an hour gone then, and we are still absolutely dominating Mainz. I think it just shows that actually we have been a much better side. We've had a bit of bad luck really in the Bundesliga this season, and we could have probably done better, but we're actually only 3 points at present behind Leipzig as we roll into half time. We're actually only, and weirdly our 2 fullbacks have put us 2-0 up, but actually I've just looked at the Bundesliga table there, Can we look at the table? Let's have a look if we can see the table. There we go. So we're on the update screen. This is the live table. So you can see we're actually only, I mean, our goal difference is kind of, we've scored 20 less goals than Leipzig, admittedly. But you can see that we're only actually 3 points behind Leipzig and second from the position that we were in. We were in 5th place and 6th place for much of the season. I think at one point we were low as 8th or 9th. But we've just been on an incredible run. We're unbeaten in quite a lot of games, I think. And I think it just shows that change of tactic from tiki-taka to control possession has really, really worked. 55 points at this point. If we win all of our last games, which I know is a tall order, 6 games at 3 points each, that's 18 points. We'd end up with 73 points, which really isn't a bad return. I mean, obviously Bayern are gonna go on to win the title probably from here. But I would like to see Leipzig actually give them a little bit of a push, to be honest. I would like to see Leipzig push them, but having said that, it could be us that push them in the end. We're only 10 points behind. If Bayern start to have a little bit of a slip up, I'm not going there. I am not going to say that we could still win the title because I think it's beyond us. I think it is beyond us. Imagine if we won the title from here. Right, let's get into this second half anyway. So we've got, I'm very happy with the way things. No, I'm going to say, Mike, don't let your performance levels drop because that's come back to bite me on this year's FM already so far. Underway for the second half, and I think actually the January signings as well have made a difference, particularly at the back. Shkodran Mustafi, I think, was a really good signing. As we have our first highlight of the second half, and mine's come forward, but he is Sergio Gomez. That's a very hopeful ball, but it's Mainz who pick it up again. Kai's on for Mateta. Mateta just sown his potatoes. Öztunali, and we've cut it out. Can we counter? There's Maximilian Philipp. Holds it up nicely. Sancho cuts inside. Bertrand Traore. Great save from the goalkeeper. But, 2 goals within the first 9 minutes. Considering that the goalkeeper as well hadn't conceded goals or whatever it was. That Florian Müller. He's just fantastic. We've got ourselves another corner which Sergio Gomez will wrap in. But Bell knocks it away, and Sergio Gomez, you could have picked that up and just had the corner rather than a throw in. What are you doing there? But no, I don't think anybody's under the impression that this season's gone to plan, because it hasn't. The point of the save was to have a season where we could challenge Bayern Munich for the title, which Borussia Dortmund are doing in real life, but we just haven't been able to mount that challenge. The squad's just not been strong enough, and the curl on that ball there was incredible. Sergio Gomez now gets it away for Philipp. Crossfield ball. Traore, it's his third chance. Bertrand Traore's hit the post and it comes off the back of the goalkeeper. But yeah, I mean, Traore again off the line. But yeah, like I say, I'm not under any illusions that I don't profess to be a football manager master or a tactical master or anything. But I just think, this season hasn't gone to plan, and I'll openly admit that, to be honest. Just going to make some subs. We'll get Axel Witsel off for Julian Weigl, and we'll also get Bertrand Traore off because he could have had a hat-trick in this game and just hasn't put any of his chances away. And that's all we'll do for now. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet as time ticks away, and I'm going to make one more time-wasting substitution as I'll bring Roda on for Thomas Delaney just to waste a bit of time. And it looks like that's going to do it, and a 2-0 win over Mainz is exactly what we wanted, exactly what we needed. As Sancho does hit that forward, but Mainz can clear it up, and that's it. It's it said at the bottom there we've recorded a richly deserved victory, which it was. You can see by the stats. We've had games where we've had worse stats than that, and we've still managed to draw or lose the game. So I'm really happy with the 2-0 win over Mainz. See there, Alberto Moreno got man of the match, and he was one of my summer signings. Saying before that Shkodran Mustafi's been really important to our second half of the season. Really, but I think the form of Alberto Moreno as well has been really good. The fact that we've mixed the midfield up a little bit, I think I was too stuck on Per and Weigl and Witsel up when they're probably two similar players. In terms of they're both more deep line playmakers, whereas I think a deep line playmaker needs to be paired with a box to box midfielder, somebody a bit more dynamic, somebody like Sebastian Rode or somebody like Thomas Delaney. I accidentally brought Lucas Piszczek on as well, which has happened far too often in this save. Very happy with the result anyway you played, because it was excellent, and we'll just have a look at the table when we can. So I just unlocked an achievement which is scoring streak, so that must be like so many games in a row you've managed to score. You can see that that puts some clear daylight between ourselves and Hanover and Mainz, so that's a really positive result. 2-0 in the end, those two goals from our fullbacks, Hakimi and Moreno. But Alberto Moreno, like I said, he's been a really good signing. I've been really pleased with him. I bet you were thinking, what's he doing signing Alberto Moreno? And see there, we've gone 8 matches now without losing, and only a couple of, in fact, only one of those has been a draw. So we've won 7 of our last 8 Bundesliga games, and that shows the kind of form that we're in. If we take a look at our schedule, I mean, I think that this can go on until the end of the season, really, because we've got Freiburg next, who are 11th, so we will be looking to win that game. Then we have home games against Schalke and Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg are 12th, so definitely be looking to win that one. Schalke might be a bit tougher. I know we drew the away game against Schalke, but we were very good in that game, actually, I seem to remember. It was during a difficult period, that the other game against Schalke, I think, that we played. If we just take a look, where are we? Schalke. Here we go. Yeah, so I think we were in a bit of a tough period there, and we were still experimenting with the team and things. And we came out with a very creditable 1-1 draw. So I think, realistically speaking, we should be beating Schalke in the home tie. And then we've got Werder Bremen, who are 14th. So we should be looking to consolidate our place in the top 4 there. And Fortuna Dusseldorf, again, I know we got beat by them 4-1 in the away leg, but we're a different team now, we're a different outfit, and our last game is against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I think what I will do is I will come back 1, 2, 3, 4 games. I think I'll come back for the Wolfsburg game. I think I'll come back for Wolfsburg, because that might be a pivotal point whereby we can still get a second, or it being very optimistic, we might still be with a shout for the title. I can't believe that we're saying that, but if Bayern Munich do go on a bit of a downward spiral, you never know. Just before we go on, in other news, we actually got offered a new contract, and the board said that they're actually very pleased with my leadership of the team, which is quite surprising considering that we haven't had a fantastic season. I suppose coming third is okay, but as Borussia Dortmund, you'd probably be expecting second, I would have thought, but because it's only expected us to get top, qualify for the Champions League, I don't think it's made a great deal of difference the fact that we spent quite a lot of the season in 5th and 6th, whereas in real life, the manager will probably start to be getting questioned a little bit if that sort of form was the case. But we got a really tough draw in the Champions League, and I just think we were unlucky. We were unlucky in the game actually as well, considering that we were 2-0 up. It was probably my tactical naivete that cost us in the end as well, because we were 2-0 up and I didn't go defensive. I didn't sort of shut up shop, and Liverpool found a way back into the game with that Van Dijk header. So that's something that I'll grow and learn from. But that does tie up the episode, and I just want to thank everyone again for watching. And if you could give me leave me a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, I would be most humbled. Thanks again, everybody. Now, bye bye.